Hey everyone, it's Gamefruitpulp and welcome back to another Minecraft video. In this video, I'm excited to showcase the builds from the return of my Minecraft building competitions on the channel. If you missed the announcement video, at the end of August I announced a Minecraft building competition that would take place on the channel for September. The building theme for this competition was Summer Reflections, as summer was coming to an end and participants were forced to build within a restricted area in order to all be on the same level playing field. We had a handful of participants in the return of the competition, and I can't wait to go through them all with you. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button to catch future content on the channel. We had 4 participants in the return of this competition, 3 of which were using the AneezyCraft server to build their projects. For those who don't know, the AneezyCraft server network is a network of Minecraft Java servers that I co-own with Starbound. The network hosts the Minecraft Building Toronto project, the Belcappy Creative City Building server, a Creative Plot Me World, and the Survival Townie server. My point in mentioning this is if you're looking for a place to play Minecraft with a great community, you can find that at AneezyCraft. Now that we've gotten through our sponsored message for the video, let's start showcasing the buildings from all of our participants. The buildings were judged based on 3 criteria, with up to 50 points awarded for building style, 20 points awarded for building creativity, and up to 30 points for theme capturing. These building plots were required to be a maximum of 42 by 42 blocks in size. The builds were judged by both me and Star, so they are all ranked out of a total of 100 points. I'm only going to be showcasing the points totals for the top 2 builds, but if the actual builders want to know their scores, they can message me as well and I will let them know. Since we had 4 building participants, I'm going to be showcasing all 4 builds in this video. The first build that I'm going to be showcasing was built by Nenula on our AneezyCraft Plot World server. This build forces me to interpret everything myself because Nenula didn't make any lore books or messages for me to read about their building. But it's easy to see how this build does fit within our theme of Summer Reflections. Nenula's build captures a classic camping trip that I think many of us watching or would have probably went on either as a kid or even recently. The camping tents are scattered around a forest along with a campfire and a place to relax. But there's also a mythical Bigfoot that has been part of many campfire lore stories for generations, lurking in the background. Nenula's build ultimately finished in 4th place because it had less detail than the other participants, but I do think it captured the theme of the project or the competition very, very well. Coming in 3rd place is Flying Priest, who built a really interesting structure on a standalone map. This submission came with some really great lore, so let's have a read of that before we start talking about the specifics of the actual build itself. First, this area used to be a large forest. However, this small area was once cleared by the Darkwood Peak, a volcano that remained dormant since the first woodcutters arrived in the forest from the nearby kingdoms. However, one day the earth shook as lava rose from the Darkwood Peak. Heating up the surroundings, this area was no longer fit for woodcutting, and so the woodcutters who lived in the tiny sheds here left the place to head back home. As nature reclaimed the lands it had once lost, a mysterious force came into play. A cult found that the lava had cleared and the place remaining was recovering from the damage. The cult created a base in the mountain. Legend has it that the base is still there, and any man with the right soul in the right place will be able to open the gates and enter the base. However, these rumors of the cult invited an aspiring businesswoman named Joanna Indigo to the area. Born in a rich family, Miss Indigo found the once mysterious Darkwood Peak and saw a business opportunity in the location. Hot springs that could cure any muscle cramps. Seeing this, a brilliant idea struck her mind. She opened the Indigo Tavern for people traveling to and from the nearby kingdoms. Today, the Indigo Tavern still stands, prospering from the hot springs that fill up for all the summers to come. This was some excellent lore by Flying Priest about their build, which helps us really understand what was going on with their submission. The details of this build are very well done, and the terrain is well blended, and the building fits well within that terrain. The reason Priest ultimately finished 3rd is because both Star and I both found that their submission and the lore didn't quite match up the theme as well as the 1st and 2nd place buildings did. My favorite part of Priest's build is the small details that I think really improve the entirety of the submission, and an example of this is their use of the smoke in a few different locations. At the top of the volcano, the hot springs, and the chimney. So these small details that are scattered throughout this map really help bring this submission to life. Thank you to Flying Priest for the excellent submission. Coming in 2nd place is Soul Guardian or Newfoundland submission. Newfoundland scored a total of 162 out of a possible 200 points between Star and I's scoring on his build. Newfoundland provided a short description of the build, but that description helped perfectly capture the theme of this month's project. Spending time on Vancouver Island crab fishing. I imagine that this is probably something that Soul Guardian may have done before, and you can feel that familiarity when looking at the build. The terrain in this build is excellent, both when looking at the custom trees and also the actual ground itself, which blends greatly into the different textures. Looking at the small fishing boat, we can see a buoy next to it, and deep under the water, you'll find a crab fishing trap with a red crab inside. One of the benefits of this building, of Newfoundland building his submission on the EasyCraft server, was that you could actually sit in the boat when exploring the build. This submission ultimately just missed out on first place because the winning submission had more detail in terms of things actually built, but what Guardian did build on his submission was quite detailed, beautiful, and fit very well into the theme. An excellent submission from Soul Guardian overall, and I thank them for participating. Now lastly, our winning build. Coming in first place is a previous winner of my Minecraft building competitions, Lord Jinwa. Lord Jinwa created an elaborate and detailed build that perfectly captured the theme of this month's competition. They scored a total of 172 out of a possible 200 points between Star and I scoring on their build. Jinwa provided a great lore book that explains their motivation for each of the different tiered islands on their submission. So before talking about what I liked about their build, let's have a read of that. This build contains 9 islands floating away from a clock. Each island contains an activity that I would have done as a child during summer. The activities depicted on the island from top to bottom are going to the CNE or fair, biking/running, going fishing and canoeing, doing barbecues and picnics in the park, spending days just napping and playing video games in my room, going stargazing, going on road trips, going camping, and spending the day around the Scarborough Bluffs. As I've gotten older, most of my summer days have either been filled with work or school, but the monotony of life has made those days even more special when they do come around. This submission by Lord Jinwa captured everything that I envisioned when coming up for the theme with this month's building competition. The Summer Reflections theme is beautifully captured, and Jinwa also maximized the restricted building space by choosing to build vertically. I think you'll all agree with me in understanding why this building finished in first place, but I think that all 4 submissions were excellent, and I'm really happy that I decided to bring this competition back with so many great participants taking part. I hope that those who participated in the competition enjoyed, and that those who watched the results enjoyed my tours of the buildings as well. As a reward for winning the competition, Jinwa is going to be getting a custom Discord rank in our server, and will also be given a condo in our Minecraft Building Toronto map that they will be able to customize as they would like. I'm planning on doing another one of these competitions as the Christmas holiday season gets closer, so be sure to be on the lookout for that near the end of November. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you're a returning viewer and you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and share the channel with your friends so that we can continue to grow our community. Thanks again to the 4 builders who participated in this month's competition. And thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. My name is Gamefruitpulp, and this has been a Minecraft Building Showcase video. Have a good one.